Alright, in this video we're going to talk about lines in the plane. Everything in this video you should already know. It's going to be complete review. So let's just start with the slope of a line. It's also going to be known as the average rate of change. And that's something that we're going to want to kind of keep in the back of our mind when we get to calculus, is that the slope and the average rate of change are going to be the same thing. And we can find this by using, and we know this little formula already, m for slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Another way you can think about it, and we'll kind of see it in calculus as well, if we think about this y2 minus y1, that's how y is changing. So if you remember from your science classes, we can denote change with the Greek letter delta. So we can say delta y over delta x. This is going to be the same thing as the change in y over the change in x. I might throw this at you every so often this year just to kind of keep you on your toes. So we kind of want to think about this as well, change in y over change in x. The most useful form of a line is going to be the point slope form of a line. I know a lot of you guys like to use slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b, but the more useful is going to be the point slope form of a line. So the point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. And this is going to be more useful because we can use any point that we want. This x1, y1 is any point on the line. M is still going to be the slope, hence point slope. The reason this is going to be better is because we don't have to use just the intercept. If we're using y equals mx plus b, our slope intercept form, we have to make sure we know the intercept. With this, we can go ahead and just use any point that we want. This is the one that we're going to mainly use in calculus. So I really need you guys to know y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. If you wanted to, let's just kind of make up a line here. Let's say y minus 4 equals 3x minus 1. If you needed to put that in slope-intercept form, what we could do is distribute the 3 and then add the 4, and then we're in slope-intercept form right away. So it takes a couple steps to go from here to slope-intercept form, but I want us to think point-slope form anytime that we can. So let's look at an example, make sure we know what we're doing, know how to get it into point-slope form. So use the point-slope form of a line to write an equation of the line through the point -4, -3, and has a slope of 2. So if we're looking, we know that this is going to be x1, this is going to be y1, and here is our slope. That's a weird looking arrow. There we go. There's our slope. So if we think y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, all we have to do is plug these things in. So we're going to say y minus -4 equals 2 times x minus -3. Technically speaking, you could stop there, but this looks a little weird, so let's just go ahead and write it as y plus 4 equals 2 times the quantity x plus 3. So there's our point slope form. Pretty straightforward. Let's look at a next couple more definitions, look at a couple of more examples, and then we'll call it quits on the video. Two lines are going to be parallel if and only if their slopes are the same, so they will say they have the same slope. And again, this is something that you should already know. And then two lines are going to be perpendicular, and I'm going to kind of throw a new word at you here, and that's going to be normal. Normal is just another way that another word for perpendicular. So two lines are perpendicular, or lines are normal if and only if they have opposite reciprocal slopes. So opposite reciprocal slopes, meaning flip it over and multiply by -1. For future reference, this phrase if and only if that we see a couple times here, in math, if you've not seen it, we can shorthand that and just write it IFF. So if and only if is going to be shorthanded IFF. So I'll probably be using that throughout the year as well. A couple quick examples, and then we will call it quits on this video. Find an equation of the line passing through 1, negative 2 that is parallel to the line with equation 3x minus 2y equals 1. So what I want us to think, anytime it says find the equation of a line, we need to think we need a point and we need a slope. So they were nice, they gave us the point as 1, negative 2. And now we need to find the slope. Well, they didn't give us a slope straight away, but they did give us this line here. And it says we want to be parallel. So if I can find the slope of this line here, then I know what the slope of my equation is going to be. So if we put this into slope-intercept form, so negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 1, divide by negative 2, so y is going to be equal to 3/2 x minus 1/2. We know the slope of this is going to be 3/2. So now we have a point, we have a slope, we can throw this into our point-slope form. So y plus 2, right, minus negative 2, equals 3/2 x minus 1. And we wanted to use the 3/2 because we were parallel to this line in question. So let's do one that's perpendicular, and then we'll call it quits on this video. So find an equation of the line passing through 2, negative 3 that's perpendicular to the line with equation 4x plus y equals 3. So again, we see find the equation of a line. Whenever we see those directions, we want to think I need a point, I need a slope. Again, they were nice, they gave us a point. And now we need to find the slope. Again, they don't give it to us, so we need to figure it out. They do give us this equation, but this time we want to be perpendicular. So we need to find the slope of this, so we're going to make this y equals negative 4x plus 3. So we know the slope here is negative 4, but I don't want to use this slope because we want to be perpendicular. We want to find the normal line. So the slope that's perpendicular is going to be the opposite reciprocal, so multiply by negative 1, it becomes positive. Find the reciprocal of 4 over 1 is going to give me 1/4. So now I have a slope of 1/4, point, slope, so we can get our equation, y plus 3 equals 1/4 x minus 2. And again, plus 3 because we're subtracting negative 3. So that'll be it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.